Hi everyone, my name is Iridian Ramirez and this is going to be my first video on this channel where I'm starting off my Hacks and TCG sort of, I don't know what kind of branch necessarily, but where I get to talk about Pokemon cards and my entire journey from, let's say, about 2010 and on. I've been a part of the community since that point in time, even though I didn't know a community actually existed. I used to basically open packs with friends and have that informal collection that you'd have in like a multitude of binders that started with one random one because I pulled the secret rare Pikachu from the black and white pack, and I still have that card. But basically I want to be able to explore the hows and the whys and the where we got to the point where it's like you have that background and more stuff that is not in the background. But basically going through that entire story and hopefully getting involved with the community more to the point where, we can share all these stories with each other the same way that many YouTubers on this platform have been able to do. And so I guess what you'll see me do is explore that, as well as, doing my daily, if not, every now and then during the week, packing up my orders that have been ordered through TCG Player, since that's where I primarily do my sales. But yeah, so that's basically it. I'll be doing a little bit of packing today, and I will be exploring the bit of shopping that I did get to do for Crown Zenith, which you actually see my Elite Trainer box right there, which I ended up getting the other day on Friday. I actually ended up leaving work around lunchtime, because I'm lucky enough that my job is really supportive of what I do, which I can't say anything any other way about them, because you don't get to really have that kind of job, or at least not in the experience that I've seen with other people, where they get to share everything with their coworkers and say like, oh hey, I got this new bookshelf, which is the bookshelf you see right there as well. It's really nice because I get to have like the smaller stuff on the top shelf, because it's a lot smaller up there, where I was able to put like the PSA cards and some of the check lane blisters, as well as the 3-pack check lane blisters. And of those, I've got a whole bunch of them since a while back. I think the oldest 3-pack blister I have is Cosmic Eclipse, which I found randomly one of the times I went to Walmart. Something that you should know, I guess, is that since 2010, I have been able to, I imagine as other people have as well, but been able to make connections with certain people and buy, in bulk. And so you're no longer just buying the single packs at the store. And for me, that's a bright side, because I would not have wanted to be like the people that I ended up seeing at my Target when I went to go buy the Crown Zenith packs. So story goes is that I am excited, and it's Friday and it's lunchtime, which means that you get to leave the office. Oh, I forgot. What is this order? Bling. I think I started prepping it somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure I already put it in a thingamabob, but we'll keep talking. I get distracted. But basically I go out, and I start off my adventure by going to Barnes and Nobles in the middle of town, and what I'm basically told is we have not received our stock yet, and therefore we cannot, tell you the ETA on when we might be receiving it. And so I was like, okay, that's cool, because what else are you gonna say? Be like, no, you should have had it today, like blah blah blah. But that is not the case. And so, did I really just lose a Blaine? I'm organized somewhat. But yeah, so I go there, they didn't have it, and so then I'm all like, okay, well, let's go to Walmart, and let's not go to a regular Walmart, let's go to a Walmart that no one really goes to. Because basically in the area that I'm surrounded by, you have like the main city, which is here, I guess, Medford, Oregon. And then you have the outlying cities, where 2 of them have Walmarts that Grants Pass does get trafficked a lot, like, you know, lots of people going in, out, you know, because big city, or moderately big city. I say big city, but then I feel weird about it because I'm actually from up north in Oregon, and so when you live near Portland, anything under Portland, or I guess major city size, seems small. And so the point is that I went to Grants Pass, not Grants Pass, I went to Eagle Point, and the point is that they did not have Crown Zenith either, but they did have a massive amount of like Brilliant Stars. They had what else recently came out? I think Silver Tempest. They had some of the Pokemon Go sets still, which you know, hit and miss because I wouldn't think those would be readily available anymore. This was supposed to be going a lot smoother. But basically I went there and they didn't have anything that I wanted, at least, because Pokemon Go wise, I mean, I have that Elite Trainer box and you can actually see another one right on top of it. And then something you can't see because it's out of view, out of view, is the Radiant collection with the Eevees, and I've got about 2 of them. So I don't really need Pokemon Go, and I don't need to like take that away from someone potentially, and you know, that's something that I strongly believe in because I was a bad technically in, I want to say 2018, and then I realized you shouldn't be doing that. It's not nice to others, and not just not nice, but it's not healthy for the surroundings, especially when people can't partake, and then they're looking at things like, oh well, why should I collect when I can't even find what I'm looking for? And granted, maybe you not buying those boxes might not be directly affecting them, but it's definitely not helping, at least not in my opinion. So back to the story. So after that I go into the actual city Walmart, and so that's because at this point I'm like, what, 30 minutes into things, and my lunch is an hour because I joined both my lunch and my 2:15s together. You know, way to get that extra time, or feel like you're a cool bean because you get an hour. But basically I go to that one, and that one is completely empty other than 3 Yu-Gi-Oh box decks, and I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. Once upon a time, but not today, not tomorrow, not anytime soon. Maybe it's in here. I have like random things inside of this desk. And I'm looking for a Blaze that I put in a top loader that I was gonna pack, unless I packed it and I just can't remember, which is a strong possibility. Back to the story though. I end up going to Target, which is like not next to, but like down the road of that like main shopping center area. And I end up going to Target, and you know, you walk in and you head into the Pokemon area. I was actually gonna head to the back, but I ended up going to the front area first, and I was like, if I really need to, I'll go to the back, and then maybe I'll look at electronics. But then you gotta drive back home because you gotta go to work, because work's important. I really cannot find this Blaine's. Did I mark it? I'm gonna see if I marked it, because technically I might have just printed an extra slip, and now I'm just like panicking over nothing because I might have already sent it out. Yeah, see, it's marked off. I know you guys can't see on phone, but I must have packed it, and if not, I'm really gonna hope I packed it, because otherwise they're just gonna enter a dispute over $2.74, which I will return, but I don't have the Blaine's. So next thing you know, Bob. Sorry, hope that was fast enough not to show their address. But the point is, I go into the Target and I'm waiting there for not waiting there, sorry. I walk in and I see like a total of 1 old guy, 2 guys, 1 lady, So I guess 4 people total at the time, and they're just like surrounding where the trading cards would be. And mind you, I haven't bought cards at a store in at least, I want to say, when was the last time? I guess I looked for Celebrations when Celebrations came out, just because I wanted stuff that I could open, and I didn't have anything loose. It was more like I had stuff that would be coming to me in cases, and therefore I didn't want to open the cases, because a sealed case is a sealed case, and you can't open sealed cases because it's already sealed and it's pretty and you're gonna ruin it. At least that's what I tell myself. So with all that logic going, it hasn't been since Celebrations, which I guess is the middle of 2021, and we're in 2023, so it's been over a year since I've been going to a Walmart or any other major retail location to buy a particular set on opening day. So, you know, you end up going and you see all these people and you're like, I haven't seen this many people since maybe that time. And even then, for Celebrations, I was going like intermittently, not on opening day, so I didn't see all those people. And so the last time okay, let's be accurate with things. The last time I saw something crazy like that was with Hidden Fates, say 2nd or 3rd wave. I can't remember that one exactly either. But we sold Clef Key 2nd and 3rd place. We can do that. So at this point, 4 people are there. You see the distributor person, or, you know, the person getting out the cards and putting them into the actual aisle type area. So, you know, they're doing their job. But I'm here like, geez, 4 people. This is weird, because Crown Zenith is cool, but I don't know. I guess I've been out of it enough that I haven't seen all the, like, super hungry, like, scalper type people in a while. And so I'm there, I'm hanging out, and I'm like, okay, well, I still have about 20 minutes. As long as this guy finishes in 10, I should be good. And, you know, he takes his time, but he does the thing, and then at some point, he finishes. And so I'm able to see people as they come and go, because, you know, it's strange to see now me making 5 people in this one area. All of a sudden, you know, when you're done diving into your phone and you finally are aware of your surroundings, you see, well, I saw a lady and her kid, as well as another guy standing behind the 2 guys. So at least like maybe another 4 people showed up. So now we're like a mass of 9 people waiting for Crown Zenith. And waiting for Crown Zenith on this day was me looking at what the guy had stocked was a total of, I want to say, 12 Elite Trainer boxes, a bunch, like a literal, not just like the normal amount where, you know, they're supposed to stack like maybe 4 and then you have your 4 behind it. And so he stacked like 4 in the back where it fit under the hangers, and then after that like an extra who knows how many on top on the front row. So there was an excessive amount of the Regieleki, and I forgot the other Crown Zenith box that was available. Nick. Okay, but that's gonna go inside one of these team bags. But yeah, and so you see all these people, and there's only like that much stuff. I don't remember if there was anything else. I didn't see the mini tins. I didn't see any of the premium collections, although the guy did end up stocking like 3 UPCs that day, a Brilliant Stars Elite Trainer box, as well as a poop ton of like the hanger Brilliant Stars packs that were like those type of the check-lane blisters. So really cool. I will cover the address. But basically, the way that we ship things is top loader, the cards and sleeves, the team bag, this little invoice thing inside of a thank you note, because I don't know, it's nice. it's the fun ways of doing business. But this all happens. Cool. Well, the guy is finally done, and he's, you know, taking the picture that he has to take of the display, which they do at the very end, because, you know, you can't just come in and be like, oh, you're in the middle of your job, let me just waltz in here and take an elite trainer box, or 2, or 3, who knows, make a mess, and make your job hard. People have manners still in the world, I think, for the most part. We take the back. Anyway, but yeah, the guy leaves, and instantly the first old man that was next to the guy who was stalking everything moves forward, and so he goes and starts taking his elite trainer boxes, and then it's like basically a free-for-all where everyone knew that this was the time that you go and walk in, because there is no order. There is just you and a whole bunch of boxes, and you know everyone's gonna go boop, because the second that the guy left, these 2 guys with the big cart in front of them start going forward. So I am technically in front of them. So I dive in, get my 2. I was gonna look back at the child, because being human, you have the intention of doing the right thing. Did I do the right thing? Not exactly, because I saw everyone going forward, although I did hear one of the guys say, let the kid get through. So, you know, I at least thought the kid's gonna get through and he's gonna get his box. And his mom also said in Spanish, you know, go get your box, go get your box, which is nice, because at the end of the day, you know, that at least one child in Medford, Oregon was able to get a Crown Zenith box. And granted, I didn't do the honorable thing, but that's for me to reflect upon. Jeez. Anyway, so I get my 2 boxes and I end up leaving, and I tell my friends, like, hey, I was able to get this, and I wanted to give them the good news of, hey, at least there might be a chance. But the second that I started leaving, I did turn back for a second, and that's when I saw these 2 guys pulling all of the Crown Zenith, like Regieleki type, all those boxes, and just going right into the cart. And then it's like, oh, I forgot this happens. I mean, you see it on YouTube sometimes, especially during 2021 and parts of 2022, where there were like TikTokers and people randomly making shorts of like all these people buying massive amounts of Pokemon cards and stuff. But I told my friends, you know, likely you will not find any Crown Zenith here, but they were here and they were stocked at this time. And good luck on your searches, because, you know, you care about your friends and you want them to find stuff. But we were all updating each other, kind of. Like, some of them were able to get to Target at like 10 a.m. Things weren't stocked yet though, so they weren't able to get stuff. My hair is froofy today. It's curly. Anyway, wait, where's the name? There it is. Okay. But yeah, but by the end of it, I think at least like 5 people in a group of like 20 were able to find stuff in different places. I know some of them said I got stuff at Barnes & Noble later, so I mean, they must have stocked at some point that day. Others went to GameStop, and I think others were able to pre-order. And I had the chance to pre-order, and that's where another part of the story ends up coming in, that I am technically the person who likes to pre-order nowadays. I won't show the front, but well, I guess I'll turn this, but this is basically what we look like at the very end. Non-machinable, of course, because there's a top loader in there, and so you don't want to ruin that top loader and or with the machine. So next order is for a digger. Here, we're gonna do this together. A digger first edition. Team Rocket Challenge. Okay, go team. Dark Magneton and Dark Vaporeon. Okay, what's not in the first deck? Also, things are usually already sleeved and stuff. I just need to be able to sort them through. Luckily, they are sorted by colors, so it makes it easier. I already lost where I was in the story. But I guess at the very end of the day saying, oh yes, I pre-ordered because it wasn't a mess. That's not the right way of saying it, but the experience when you see so many people actively searching for these cards, to the, to that degree, where you have a chance where you might or might not, because after the Hidden Fates craze, it kind of became hard to expect that, yeah, I can walk into my Walmart, my Target, my etc. major retailer and probably find what I'm looking for, because that's no longer true. It's just not. It's hopeful, and hope is good. Hope is what keeps people going into these stores and hoping that I'm gonna find this super cool card and it's gonna be great, and then I get to open stuff with my friends, because that's what the hobby was intended to be. It really was. And distribution is catching up to that. Oh no, why did I seal it? Why did I seal it? I closed it. Okay. But for a while it just stopped doing that. And it wasn't necessarily because they weren't distributing properly or doing things the right way, because honestly they were. And you saw that Pokemon bought Millennium Print Group and they were able to increase production, and it wasn't even to an excessive amount. They're just printing to demand, and that meets demand. It meets the needs of everyone in the hobby, to a point, because at the end of the day, these are luxury goods. These are luxury goods that people don't need to survive. They're just for enjoyment. But the likelihood of you going, like during the Celebrations era, and saying, I will find a Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection, that just wasn't going to happen. For that Charizard one, more likely yes. But to be honest, I went to Target the other day now, after this Friday, because I wanted, what did I want? I wanted one of those, like, container boxes that you could put in the car, like, in the back, but not for tote reasons, more like to keep your stuff. Y'all know. Or don't. But the point is that I didn't see those Ultra Premium Collection Charizard boxes, despite the fact that, you could find them online practically everywhere, because they're not highly demanded, at least not as much as the Celebrations ones. But that's the reality. People will buy, and it's to the point of, if you want something, you pre-order, if you're able, and also if it's not unreasonable, because like this Crown Zenith stuff is already increasing in value. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. And we're gonna hope that this fits in this, and we'll see. And it does. We'll have to bend that. But we're at the point where you either pre-order. If you're a person that's gonna buy in mass, you should honestly not be doing this at the store level. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Because some people don't have the connections where they could be like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, or I buy through this distributor and or sub-distributor, and I got stuff for this much cheaper. It incentivizes me to do this, and also gives me less of a reason to go to the store. But the guys did end up talking to me for like 1 second, near the very end. I was wearing my Judge shirt. I'm not wearing it today. I wear it on Fridays normally because it's comfy and it has a Pikachu. This one also has a Pikachu. But basically I really love that shirt, and so I wear it on Fridays because, you know, it's the end of the week and it makes my day better. Machinable, non-machinable. Anyway, barely legible, but non-machinable. But as a regular person who, you know, is drawn to the hype of these sports, Pokemon, anything that, as Rudy says, turns those quick tendies, it's easy to see why people would go to the stores and try to still turn these quick tendies, even though we're no longer in the era where, I guess let's show an example. Once upon a time, Shining Fates came out in 2021. I want to say, I'm pretty sure, yeah, 2021. There were people, like, I don't know, but that wanted these super cool boxes, and there were stores once upon a time that charged unreasonable prices, but being unreasonable consumers that, you know, jump on that hype, you end up paying those unreasonable prices because you think at the time, this is the only way I'm gonna get this product, and it's the only way I'm gonna get it this cheap, because you think that, you know, if you go online, these boxes will end up being like, who knows, between that amount, which that was at MSRP, it was a $20 box, the Pikachu V box, with the Jumbo Pikachu promo, as well as the small one, 4 packs included. At the time, it was $19.99 at MSRP. I paid $50. So, but at the time, you know, we weren't having things printed and distributed to the level that people wanted, like really wanted. And so buyers were forced or put in a position where you either paid that scalped or, you know, very increased price level. But I didn't need to, because technically it's a luxury good. I don't need to buy Nikes if I really just need shoes. But I will, because, you know, it's something that you choose for yourself, and as a buyer you get to make those decisions. And so I forgot where this part of the story started, so I'm gonna try and backtrack on that, but yeah, I can't remember. I went on a tangent. I guess I can't remember, but the point is, trying to get back to it. Yes, so the guy had said something. He basically asked me if I was going to be running any tournaments that day, and I said, oh no, this is just my comfortable shirt. And I think maybe I was talking about how he was trying to flip quick tendies, because that's what people used to try to do, yeah. Which, you know, stores did. And we're back on track, guys. I found the railroad track. But yeah, and so these stores and these people were able to get things at retail, if not, you know, under retail, as stores do. And were able to sell with profit margins that were above their normal amount. And they did so unapologetically, and honestly, that's nobody's fault. I don't find fault in saying, like, you know, these stores were in the wrong. I mean, as the buyer, you might feel antagonized because you're like, hey, you know, I'm your loyal customer, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that when you are at everyone's sort of whim, especially when buying these items, it is your choice. It was not necessary. And at the end of the day, we are in a business world where we follow what's demanded and what's supplied, and what was supplied was not meeting demand. And I want to say that right now we are. I want to say that right now Pokemon is actually doing everything they can, and we are choosing a Neo Genesis Darkness Energy number 104 out of 111. I think right now Pokemon's doing the best they can to provide Crown Zenith, and if you actually saw online, Pokemon.com or PokemonCenter.com was able to restock the Pokemon Center exclusive Crown Zenith Elite Trainer Box Plus, which provides, you know, buyers an extra 2 booster packs, as well as medal counters, which they're not these ones exactly, this is from the Charizard box, but you know, metal counters that are prettier than their plastic counterparts. Actually, I have the other box here too. I wasn't a fan of the dice set for that Crown Zenith box. I did open one. Anyway, but I don't think we're in a position where people can really be taken advantage of anymore. And so I don't feel bad for these people who came in and they took, you know, all of the Regieleki and the rest of the Elite Trainer boxes. I mean, hopefully they didn't. Honestly, I can't stand on any moral ground because I also didn't stand back and was like, you know, let's do the right thing, everybody, because, well, reasonably, I just wanted to get back to work and I got my boxes, so the problem wasn't mine to deal with, which is honestly crappy. So I do apologize to the people of Medford for not stepping up and doing better, but at the same time, you know, we're people, we're flawed. Thank you. But yeah, so let's end this on, try to end this on a happy note. Pokemon is medium supply as best they can at this point, and people can't take advantage of that, and in turn take advantage of people in the immediacy of when a set's released. And that goes for all of the Sword and Shield sets after, you know, that point, which if you saw, actually if you still look online, Darkness Ablaze, anything Sword and Shield so far other than obviously Evolving Skies, even though it has increased, most of it is still under the current MSRP price, where it's pricing, you know, booster boxes at $164. So you're still able to get things at a reasonable price. So unless these people were investors, which is the nicer, I think, version, non-machinable, the nicer version of people buying and selling things in mass, because they're not buying things out to rake in the cash immediately, or, you know, do that quick flip when little Timmy or whatever, you know, they wanted to get their packs, they wanted to open them and enjoy them as people do in a healthy hobby. Instead, you buy stuff as an investor from a distributor, or you decide because of your position that maybe you go to the store and you, if you do things, in my opinion, the healthy quote-unquote way, then you're purchasing with limits, which isn't always agreed upon, because at the same time, this is your money. If you worked for it, who am I to tell you, no, you can't go buy 10 Elite Trainer boxes at your local Walmart? Is it rude? Sure. But did you earn it, and are you making your own decision because it's something that you enjoy? I shouldn't be able to stop you. Instead, what should be able to happen is that a company that makes millions of dollars should be able to produce enough supply that you, as well as everyone else in your position who loves this game, who loves the hobby activity, to be able to do the same thing. And you can. The only thing you can't do possibly sometimes is do it actively at your local store, because maybe your store is doing a staggering way of releasing items, which Target does. I think Target ends up getting like that entire wave, but it's dictated by I want to say Excel were the distributing company, but they're the ones that get to decide. You can't see it, kind of. This one has a reindeer. I still have my holiday stickers on it, so they have reindeer and Christmas trees and stuff like that. It's fun. But you know, they'll do that staggered release, and that means that people will be able to get things over time, and so there won't be like one huge buyout and then everything's gone in that town. It's more like, this week we're gonna release 12 Elite Trainer boxes, as they did, and then maybe next week they'll release 8. Week after they might do another 8. Week after maybe 6. Week after it might be done. But either way, Crown Zenith is also doing, or Pokemon for Crown Zenith is doing something where they're also staggering the release of certain items. So like right now we didn't see the Ultra Premium Collection. I didn't see the mini tins. I know there's those. There's another premium collection with the Dedenne, and that comes with a playmat, as well as, I want to say 4 or 5 packs. I'm still able to pre-order that one, but I don't think I will. Honestly, I think that might be the only bit of Crown Zenith I end up keeping long term. And I'll just focus on Scarlet and Violet moving on, because that's going to be the first set with the gray borders. So exciting. But yeah, this is what the channel is going to be about. Me telling stories on the experience of being a buyer in this market, as well as an investor. As you can see, I buy things in mass, and by in mass I mean the smallest, largest, reasonable amount that a college student who, you know, is going to school, paying for a car, used to have leverage debts against this stuff, is able to actually get. And I do things in a reasonable way, or I try to think that I do. And in the future, at least maybe 5-10 years down the line, I am very happy, honestly, that I'm able to do sales like these, and they might just be 3 to 10 to, I think 15 was the highest week, and make money like that, because this is my hobby. This is money that I get to recycle back into it and buy an Elite Trainer box or a GX box or pin collection or anything, but it goes back in here, you know. This is who I am. I collect, I invest, I also do the adult thing and buy stocks occasionally. But yeah, this is Haxan, TCG, and more, and I am Iridian. So if you want to keep watching, I welcome you to do it, and I will be exploring other things and packing more things, and hopefully not losing lanes in the future. But have a great day, everyone.